2014 Mercedes-Benz CLA, and I've been noticing the engine start stop hasn't been working for a few months now, and on a few times of getting in the car it wouldn't start and it was acting like it was a security issue. So this last time when I tried to start, I was getting this, and I was thinking it was the security type of situation again, and I wasn't sure it was the battery yet. But if you ever notice symptoms like the engine, when you stop at a light, this eco light will be on. When it's on, it's supposed to cut off. When you let off the brake, it's supposed to start back up. So that wasn't working. So that's one of the early signs of when the battery is going bad, and it's not doing it now. There you go. When I turn the key, the trunk pop open. So I think that's some type of I don't know, safety feature or something, but the trunk pops open when I turn the key. So I guess if you needed to get something out of the trunk or something. And I also noticed too, I couldn't get the headlights to cut on. So everything else was working. The windows was moving slow. The roof, well, the roof is not working. Hold on, let me turn that key back. Yeah, the roof is real slow. Not that slow, but it could be a little faster. So those was the symptoms that I was noticing when the battery died on me. Okay, let me bring that back. Okay, so I didn't get an indicator on the dash about battery or nothing like that. So I'm gonna show you how to change the battery. But like I said, the engine start stop function was not working, and a few times when I got in to start it, it was a slow start and it wouldn't start. Then I come back, then it would just crank up. And the recent thing was when I got in, you can hear the little click. Like if you heard it, it sounded like it wanted to start. And then the trunk pops open. So if you get those symptoms, usually anytime when the dash and stuff cut off when you try to start it, that's a bad battery. The cranking app's low. So some stuff was still working in the car. That's what was kind of confusing me at first. And I didn't think it was a battery, because most of the times if you buy a battery and you install it, they won't let you get your money back. So I didn't have no jumper cables to confirm it, or a battery voltmeter to confirm it, or amp meter. But those was the symptoms. So the trunk was popping when I turned the key. This eco light, that's the end stop start, wasn't working for a while. And this is the original battery from the car. So once I put all those together, I bought a battery. So now let me show you what you got to do to install it. I already started taking some of the stuff off. This is where the battery is located. If you want to just jump it, you can pull that up. Fuses is in here. So you pull this cover off first. This is the positive, negative. This cover comes off so you can get to that. It's a bolt down here, which is a 13 millimeter, and that's what holds the battery in. But you have to remove this casing right here, and it just snaps in down here and in here. So I'm gonna pull that off. It already got it halfway out. This is the hose for the vent hose for the battery, so you can remove that. This pops out like I said, and it just connects into there. So we're gonna take that out. I already got this loose already. So this is a 13 millimeter. Down here, you're gonna need an extension to get down here. If not, you won't have that much room using a regular socket. You only get a little turn, but that's what I had to do when I did it. But if you got an extension, it'll make it a lot easier. So once that come off, this bracket that holds the battery comes off. So now the battery up here, only terminal bolts you have to take off is this one and that one, which is a 10 millimeter. And I already pre-loosened these. So this one comes off. And you might have to pull the battery up, or tilt it a little forward to get to that one, because it's pretty close, but I get it. Alright, so I'm going to take these off and then snatch this battery. I need 2 hands for that. I got the battery out. You don't have to take this all the way out, because you don't want to lose it. It's that piece, and this washer. So you don't have to loosen it all the way up. It can be like this. So now we're going to put the new battery in. This is the new battery, which is a H7. Same as the old one. Cold cranking 850. This one had 800. And this battery lasted about, what, 4 years? 4 or 5 years. The original battery that came with the car. And they both have 140 minutes of reserve time. This one says 1,000 cranking amps. They don't really say, but yeah, got this one from Costco. Batteries this size is kind of expensive. It's about I want to say like 180 or something like that. And I have to return the core back. So let me grab this. Put my negative on first before I slide it down there. So I got it sitting up here, and I'm gonna tighten this negative down so I can just slide it in. And that's with the 10 millimeter. All right, so I got the negative tight, got it back in. Now the positive. We're gonna put this back in, but I gotta put this in first through the bottom. All right, so I got that back together. Might get a little spark or hear some noise, but that's okay. Same 10 millimeter. You don't want to go too tight, because you'll tear those terminals up going too tight. You just want it tight enough so it ain't wiggling. But you will tear those terminals up if you go too tight. If you want to put that battery grease on there, you can. Like I said, this car don't get driven that much, so I'm going to leave it like that. And it really don't get driven in the winter either, so it's just pretty much put up. All right, so now we're going to put this bracket back down here. All right, we got the bracket down here. And the lip of it is just holding on the battery. Now we're gonna put the bolt in. So now I'm gonna get the extension and tighten this up. All right, I had a screwdriver that had a 13 millimeter on it, and I got that real tight down there. So that's tight. Okay, next piece we're gonna put in is the battery cover, or the side to the cover. So let me get this light. So it's gonna kind of lock in down here, and you got to get it back in the same way you got it back out. So let me get this in real quick. All right, I'll take that back. Before you put this positive cable on, make sure it don't touch no ground. You want to get this in. You want to get this in first, because down there it has to, these bottom pieces have to go down in there. So before you put the positive on, get this back on. You can put that bracket back on. So let me get this back on real quick. I just had the cable up, and I got that in, wedged in, and it's locked in back there. Now this cable can fit right in this groove. Now you can put that back down, tighten this up. While I'm right here, I'm going to put this back in. Definitely don't forget to put the vent hose back in. Now I'm going to tighten this back down. Cover. All right, now you can put this cover back on. Have to slide that out the way a little bit. It pops right in like that. So those two pop in, and everything is good. So let's start it back up. Let's just make sure we got everything covered. So everything is covered, got that in. This cable, I think that's the hood. Yeah, that's the hood latch. That's latch right in there to hold that in place. So now we're gonna start it. All right, it started straight up. Everything is cool now. That'd be one of the first signs is the headlights and the window speed. Yeah, I think this roof, yeah, the roof is a lot faster. Yeah, so that'd be the first signs you can notice is the window speed. Even that's with the car running, even when it's off, it's still fast. So early signs of the bad battery in the CLA that I noticed is the window speed was slow, the start and stop functions wasn't working. When I stop at a light or when I sit, it don't cut off. Yeah, all the dash lights was cutting out. The trunk was opening on when I tried to start it, and my headlights wasn't cut on. I got LED headlights with the fan in it, and they wasn't cutting on. See your motivation, I see your movement is in effect, and I fucking love that shit.